What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of quite possibly it might be my favorite podcast we ever do. It is, of course, Pitches and Shows. It's a show where we sit down, we present ideas to each other of, hey, you got to make this movie with this actor, or you got to pitch this to this thing, blah, 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 you know, back and forth. Luke started talking, and at first, you know, normally I just let it go. I don't let Luke... Excuse me. Sometimes Luke likes to wander. Luke likes to ramble, and sometimes I just let it go. But I had to stop now, and I had to record this because Luke. What is today's premise? Is it just recreating a cartoon from our childhood as a live action movie?
So taking,
and you have to pick the genre it should be.
Yeah. So you
not compromising the tone of the cartoon, right?
Right.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same style, the same everything that was the cartoon, except you're taking it, you're reimagining it, and putting it into movie form with live actors and whatnot. So,
now this selection is surprising to me. It really is, because I don't. You know what's funny? Is I remember Doug the cartoon, but I never remember watching it that much.
Okay, so the whole thing of...
Luke wants to make a Doug movie.
So the whole point of... I'm going to give you a background about Doug's, for those of you who don't really know.
About Doug's?
Like Doug. About Doug, so for those of you who don't know...
Oh, I'd sound like you said, like, I'd give you a background on guys named Doug.
Yeah. So Doug, this guy from...
This fucking guy.
This fucking... So... The show Doug is about this kid who just moved to a new town, which the name of escapes my mind for whatever reason right now.
You have your laptop right there.
That's true. I'm going to look that up. But their mascot, their like state flower, food, everything is the beet. Like the vegetable, the beet.
Would you say they're beet caps?
So... He moves to this new town.
Right.
And... Okay, so it's Bluffington.
Bluffington
is the city. So, this
Does it say what state?
No, it doesn't actually. But IMDb's storyline for Doug is as follows. 11-year-old Doug Funny moves to Bluffington from Bloatsburg. Doug follows his adventures as he writes in his journal. He falls in love with Patty Mayonnaise and befriends Skeeter Valentine.
Skeeter!
He moves with Skeeter, and they all are in grade 6 in the Bluffington school, and Doug tries not to make himself look like a loser in front of everyone.
Which, you know, most people try not to do.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's pretty relatable.
So, with that being said, I want to take this as like a 10 years or so down the road kind of thing, where they've graduated high school, they've, you know, gone their separate ways, they're in college, and Skeeter and Doug are both are roommates at college, you know, and
so yeah, this is after high school.
This is after high school.
The roomies.
They're chilling. They're doing what college students do. And one night, Skeeter and Doug have a ultimate drunken bro moment. And Doug is like, hey, she was the epitome of love, and she was the one, and I let her go without saying how I really felt. And so Skeeter and Doug plan this trip to go cross state to find her.
So it's road trip?
So it's basically a road trip, but without the sex tape cheating.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So,
but it's with these guys.
So he realizes, you know, he made a mistake with not telling her how he felt because they were just friends. They left it at that, and they went their separate ways. He figured he was never going to see her again, kind of thing. He got super drunk and he got emotional and sad. And so him and his best friend decided to go cross country to find this woman so that he can just spill his guts and lay into her and
lay into her. So are they gonna have sex? Is the question.
Well, it'll be
everybody's gonna want to know. This is the love story of the century.
Yeah. So I mean, they'll do the whole thing of meeting together. He'll confess his love for her. They'll do the super awesome 80s kiss, and then
goosebumps walk away.
Yeah, and then he'll do the Breakfast Club fist pump at the end, where he's walking away with the
who's the kid with the fade haircut that was
Roger?
Is Roger in this movie? You gotta have everybody.
I can include Roger.
You gotta have
he's
everybody.
Kind of the only other.
What if he's dating
character?
Mayonnaise.
Holy fuck, dude. That'd be so crazy.
And Doug has to win Mayonnaise away from him.
Yeah, well, you just threw me here for a loop, so now I have to cast Roger.
Now you have to rewrite the whole fucking...
Well, I'm not rewriting the whole movie. I mean...
I'm just saying it's a way to put it in. Josh Peck. That's my pick for that character.
For Roger?
Yes, Josh Peck.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that.
Don't know why.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna get Josh Peck. I'm technically keeping this in the Nickelodeon family right now because almost everybody that I've cast is Nickelodeon.
So refresher. Who's your Doug?
My Doug is Devin Werkheiser, Ned from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Well, he's clearly going to take the role because he's not doing anything right now.
That's true. That's very true. He's been recording music, actually. He's not bad.
I've actually listened to some of his albums. They're pretty good.
And for Skeeter, I've done Tyler James Williams from Everybody Hates Chris.
And Dear White People.
And
that movie.
My Patty Mayonnaise is Haley Bennett from she was on the Girl on the Train.
I'm gonna make a Twitter poll right now, and granted this is recorded, but I will make sure to give an update in the comments about my pick and your pick. So who's Patty?
Patty is Haley Bennett, the girl that was in the Girl on the Train, the one that was married to the neighbor that ended up having the affair with the other guy.
I'm sure if I saw a picture of her, I would know what you're talking about.
I'll look her up. But anyway, my director is Cameron Crowe, who is the director of Say Anything, and that's exactly why I picked him for this movie.
Is he still alive?
Pretty sure he is. It just says he's born in 1957.
Okay, that means he's still alive.
He's 59.
Okay, so your Doug movie sounds like a run-of-the-mill...
it's like a romantic comedy.
It's a road trip movie. It's a rom-com road trip.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, she would obviously have the iconic, really, really tight perm curls going on.
For sure.
And I would want Devin to be somewhat, bald. Not, completely bald, but, really, really short hair. And I want...
He's got to have the one hair on his head.
Yeah, and I want Tyler Skeeter to be... I mean, I would love for him to be green in this, because in the cartoon he was green.
You know what? If you could get this guy to be green, that'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome. And all the various... And I would also have Josh Peck be, lime green, bright green.
Oh
and
my
gosh. Being him and his leather jacket that he hasn't fucking... got rid of.
I want you to picture that. School. I want you to picture that for me. I want you to picture Haley Bennett, Patty Mayonnaise. She's still Facebooking.
Yeah.
The Doug Funny. Which, by the way, if he's not, he needs to just drop out of college, because in the name Funny, you should be a fucking stand-up comedian. Who's he trying to fool?
He's going to college for.
Do you really think
fine arts? No, I didn't. But yeah,
I want you to picture Ned from fucking Ned's Declassified as your Doug. Who is he? Wearing a bald cap?
So Ned, he's not wearing a bald cap.
Well, then you're not okay. You know what? Fine. Don't change the skin colors, but for God's sakes, make him bald.
He's not. He's technically not bald.
He's pretty much bald. Let's not fool ourselves here. If you
see, he's not bald. He's got the spiky.
He's
thing.
Fucking Homer Simpson bald. He's got a couple hairs.
Anyway, I want him to be really, really short hair, like a like a military like crew cut, basically. Like even shorter than John Cena.
Oh my god!
There's hair, but there's not. And he's got the cargo shorts, the high tops, and the green sweater vest. And I want Skeeter. Skeeter's gotta have the iconic yellow shirt with like the, what is it? The red it's the red shirt with the yellow lightning bolt on it. And the freaking
he's gotta have the
football pant.
He's gotta have the lightning bolt, sure. But I'm just. Oh my gosh. So I'm looking at this and I wish I agree with you. I wish he could be green, but that just
it's hard to do.
It'd be hard.
But yeah, so characters, that's what's going on. Roger is now Josh Peck. I want it to be where
pull up a picture of Roger. I want to look at Roger and I want to imagine Josh Peck is this character, because I was just pulling out of a hat because of his haircut. If Josh Peck has that haircut.
Oh, he definitely. The leather jacket. He's got the stubbly beard going.
You can do it. Josh Peck for Roger.
And so
the fact that you got fucking Ned declassified as Doug, you might as well put Josh Peck in there. If you can get Drake Bell in this show, this movie somehow,
it'd be so cool.
This is so stupid. I love it.
So they get drunk. Doug realizes, and this whole time Ned is from.
What about the dog though?
Ned's Okay, I was going to get to that.
Okay, sorry.
But Ned's declassified. Devin Werkheiser is narrating this too. He's like writing in his journal, so he's actually like giving the narrative and setting the scene. And so they get drunk, him and Skeeter, Doug and Skeeter, because.
Are you going for a PG-13 with this one?
I'm going for hard PG-13. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were going to go for a hard R. I was like, Doug is a hard R. That's
it's PG-13. It's pretty PG-13 because it's for the people that grew up watching it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be as dark, but
and kids can still enjoy it.
But the whole reason that Doug and Skeeter are having this drunken night is because it's 10 years later, basically, after he was 11, and Porkchop has lived and gone. So Porkchop is
gone. You're gonna kill Porkchop?
I'm killing Porkchop because that sets the because the dog is already like 5 years old at this point.
You can't kill Porkchop.
But Porkchop is 11.
You give me fucking Porkchop 2 now?
No, because you can't go from having this dog for your whole life and then just replacing it willy-nilly.
Yeah, I know. You live your dog.
So his dog is like 5 when he was 11. So 10 years later, the dog is like 80. He's dead. Okay.
The dog is 15. He's like 1,000.
So because Skeeter and Doug have loved this dog so much, they're heart wrenched. They're broken. They're just, Yeah. And Doug realizes that the only other person that he's ever loved as much as his dog was Patty fucking Mayonnaise.
So okay, does the dog die at the beginning of the movie to kind of set in motion the whole thing?
I don't necessarily want to show the dog dying, but I want it to be established.
Don't kick us in the balls to start the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I kind of want to start it as Doug is hammered, drunk, and he's writing his journal.
Oh my god!
Under the blanket,
on the shelf in his dorm is the urn for Porkchop.
Jesus.
Well, it's not like you don't like hang the camera on it. You don't draw attention to it, but it's just back there.
But like we do like a flash, like not like a flashback, but like a nod back to like the 90s, early 2000s, whatever. And we do the whole like he's under his blanket, he's in his journal, he's writing, and he's fucking hammered, and he's just like, well, I lost my dog, blah 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 blah. He says the whole thing about Patty Mayonnaise and how he was the only other person he's ever loved, blah, blah, blah. And then he finishes the journal, and then Skeeter comes in. I mean, he's already there because they're roommates, but he's, like, going off. And then they finally, like, come to the conclusion that, hey, in the morning we're gonna pack up, we're gonna see this fucking chick.
End of the semester, it's a summer.
So it's like spring break.
Trip.
Like spring break. Right. Like fuck yeah, let's do it. We ain't got no classes.
But the thing is though, I love this idea, Luke. But the problem I'm having is she gonna convince Patty Mayonnaise to fucking transfer to where he's going to school? What if she's going to a great school? Why is it fair? You know, you gotta look at.
No.
I want to know. Are you gonna touch on Patty Mayonnaise's experience with this?
I'm gonna touch on that.
Are they going? Is it going to build to them?
Well, it's gonna be a whole week. He's gonna be there for like a whole week because they're celebrating their morning because it's spring break. His dog died, and they've decided like, hey, we have spring break. This time together, we can do this. Blah blah blah. He messages her. He's like, hey, I'm coming up, and this whole time that she's been messaging him, they've been like unofficially been like telling each other they have feelings for each other. All the while, Roger and Patty have been dating. Roger doesn't go to college, but he's got a job, he's established. He didn't get a degree, but he's somewhat successful. They're dating. And Doug does not know that Roger's there. So he finally gets out there, and on the way to like her, because she has they have an apartment together.
Do we know anything about Roger's family in the show? I don't remember.
No.
Do we know anything about? Because I think it'd be funny because of the leather jacket and he's like the bully punk. He should be like a fucking mechanic.
I was gonna say that
for his dad.
I was gonna say that, but he gets there. He goes to like the apartment that she lives in, and he gets to the door. Roger fucking answers in his underwear and the leather jacket. Like,
why is he still wearing his leather jacket?
It's Josh Peck in his underwear wearing a leather jacket. Just come on.
I mean, you got
go with me.
I'm half a stack.
And he does the whole Roger voice, and I'm not gonna do it for you because it's bad. But he's
I want to hear your shitty Roger voice.
I can't. Hey there, funny. that's kind of how he talks.
As Josh Peck. That's amazing.
And
you're welcome.
He like laughs at him, and he's like, "I haven't seen you since high school." And then he's like, "Hey, is Patty here?" And then he's like,
"I like when you I like how you're like." You do the Roger voice, like, "Hey, funny," and then all of a sudden, like, when you want to get serious, you got right into the mic. So yeah, is Patty here?
So. Yeah, he gets there. He realizes like, oh shit, I might have just fucked up, and he's like, no. I mean, I was just in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by, and he's like, I'll come back another time. Fucking Patty walks up behind him, and it's just like this fucking super 90s, like heartbreaking, like oh no. And at this point, fucking just
I think I get it.
A super like intimate like song just kicks in, and
is it a Smooth Unicorn track?
Oh, it's a Smooth Unicorn track, and he's like he just like leaves, and like an awkward silence because he's just like, fuck, I was just about to like give up my whole life for this woman.
She's with another dude.
She's with another dude.
She's with fucking Roger.
Fucking Roger. The dick cheese that is Roger.
So wait a minute. Where's Patty going to school? And so Roger just went with her to where she was going to school? Because he's not going to school. He's just working.
He's working. He You're fucking me, man.
I'm just asking
because they were dating in college or in high school. They started dating in college.
What about this? He is going to school, but he's going to like a community college there. That like an engineering like program, kind of thing.
Program
like
study?
An apprenticeship.
Yeah. So
trade school.
Trade school, yeah. So they started dating in high school, unbeknownst to Doug, because it was like right at the end of the year.
You know what? It should be right. Do Doug in your story? Do Doug and Patty date at all? Do they break?
Because I'm pretty sure in the cartoon, I'm pretty sure they end up together at some point.
I would say they would break up to go to college, and then Roger swoops in and be like, "I'll fucking follow you wherever."
Oh yeah. So I would say that they were.
I love how we're dissecting this like it's a legit movie.
They get together, and they're together for not even a year before they graduate, and they decide, we'll try the long distance thing. It doesn't work very well. They break it off, and
break it off like a Kit Kat bar.
And they find out, and she finds out that Roger's there, and she's like, "Oh, someone familiar from my old school." And they start, hanging out, blah blah blah. They start getting, real close. Fast forward 2 years, and Roger's at the end of his trade school. He's got this sweet ass job being fucking head mechanic. And
he may be a dick, but he's good at what he does.
Yeah. And
Josh Peck is a mechanic.
I'm tweaking something a little bit, and when Doug goes to the apartment to find Patty, she's not there. Roger is. He answers the door, underwear, leather jacket, and he's like, "Hey, funny, haven't seen you since high school." Yeah, whatever. And awkward moment, whatever. And he like awkwardly walks away and he's like, "Hey, guys, I'll talk to you guys later." Blah blah blah, whatever. Because he finds out they're together, and finally so Doug, Skeeter, Roger, Patty, they finally meet up again. They go to a diner. They're talking, blah blah blah. Patty goes to the bathroom. Roger reaches into his pocket, pulls out a ring. Is like, "Hey man,
shit.
Things are getting fucking serious."
You got a proposal in your movie now.
Yeah, I do.
Now it's
getting fucking serious. And he's like, "Hey, I know I was a dick to you guys, but you're really like my closest friends right now. So, Doug, you want to be my best man?"
Oh, you fucking kidding me with this?
So he asks Doug to be his best man.
This was a cartoon, man. This is
I know, it's fucking getting crazy right now. It's getting intimate. So he's like, "Hey man, I want you to be my best man," and all this fucking shit. And he's like, "Yeah, I guess I don't really want to, but I'm gonna hide my emotions for the time being. I'll get my moment.
I think I'll get it.
And then finally Doug and Patty meet up together. They start talking, and as he's about ready to do it, Roger does the clinkety clankety and does it in front of this big party at the end of the spring break run. And then Doug is pissed.
But what does it matter to Doug? Because he's just going to go back to school anyway.
Well, yeah, but he
came all this way.
He came all this way
to tell Patty that he still loved her, still want to be with her,
yes,
and she could potentially fucking get married to Roger. So that's where we're at, guys. For the following at home.
So he's about ready to confess his love to her.
Clinkety clank.
Knowing what Roger has just told him.
Ready to get a public proposal.
And Roger does the whole clankety clank at this party, and he proposes in front of everyone. So he interrupts Doug and everything. Doug and Skeeter just leave because they're like, "I'm done, I'm over it, whatever." Doug goes into this crazy depression, and he's just skipping classes because they go back to school. They go back to school. He's skipping classes. His grades are slipping. He's just this fucking shell of a man, like a crab or something.
Like a crab or something.
And so Skeeter's like, "Hey man, you still got to be Roger's best man. I know this is gonna be shit, but it's water over the bridge.
But Doug is
gotta be able to bury it."
Yeah, but Doug got bullied by this guy and treated like shit in high school. Why would he do this? Just for Patty?
For Patty.
Why don't you just make an original work out of this? I'm asking way more questions about this live action movie than I end up fucking. So. Somebody, okay, you clearly watched this show a lot more.
He finally nuts up.
He finally nuts up, picking up shit.
Him and Skeeter go get their tuxes. They head back. And this is a couple months later. They finally get the wedding going. He finally regains himself, and they go. They're literally at the altar doing everything, fucking mid fucking vows and shit. Does the whole "speak now, forever hold your peace." Doug fucking says, "Hey, fuck you, Roger." Not necessarily those words, but
I'm sorry, Roger, I gotta do this.
Yeah, he steps up, he says his piece, and he says, "Patty, you can't marry this dickwad." And she's like, "You know what? I want that Doug funny dick."
I want that Doug funny dick.
But it's this big explosion of. She thought that Doug was giving her or giving Roger his blessing to be like, "Yeah, you can do this because I'm your best man. I'm doing all this." So she thought that door was closed and it was locked and it wasn't going to be open again because it's gone this far where he's let it go. And now at the wedding, he's saying, "No, this door is open for you, baby." And then she's like, "Yeah, I want you." And they run off together, fucking runaway bride type shit. And
Like The Graduate.
And then they like run out the church.
Yeah.
And it just does the whole. You see him running into the sunset. Doug does a Breakfast Club fist pump.
And then the fucking theme song for the cartoon plays.
Yeah. And then fucking roll credits. Scene.
And then you fast forward to like a couple years. They're both out of college. They're married, and they get a new dog, and it pulls the screen over like the page.
And they call him Drumstick instead of Pork Chop.
And then they pull the page.
Yeah, and then they do the whole like lasso.
Yeah, this fucking end credits.
You hear the, and then the lights go off.
All I want.
And then you hear.
It's fine.
Devin go, fuck you, Pork Chop. I mean, no, not you.
It's fine the way it is, except I want a dream sequence where he's what was it? Quail Man.
Where's Quail Man?
Yes, there has to be a Quail Man sequence.
I want in the depression of him.
He beats up Roger as Quail Man.
Super sad. He gets visited by.
Quail Man.
By Quail Man and Pork Chop in his dream. So it's the sentiment of,
his boyhood
and his dog coming back and being like, hey man, super inspirational shit and emotions and things. And then that's when he was like, he gets that like epiphany, like, hey, I need to end this. And then Skeeter comes in and is like, hey bro, we gotta go.
All right.
Everybody hates Chris. I mean, Skeeter.
Everybody hates Skeeter. Dear Doug. So that is Lucas Moyer's Doug, written by Luke Moyer, directed by Cameron Crowe. Yes. So my movie
takes a different direction. Goes dark.
Goes completely different direction than Doug. But this is a movie. This show in particular was a show that always fascinated me as a kid, and I think it's probably one of the reasons. Like, I'm never a guy that fully admits. Excuse me. Until recently, I never fully admitted that I was like a big horror movie fan. And I liked a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
It's something I don't like to take pride in because there are so many shitty horror movies out there.
Oh, there is. But
then again, I got over it because in reality, I was like, there's a lot of shitty, any kind of genre. There's shitty comedies or shitty action movies, whatever.
With that being said, though, there's shitty movies, but then there's the like shitty like 80s, 90s ones that are like so fucking good.
It's different.
They're just that bad.
But anyway, I think my love for horror movies and my love for the genre of horror initially started, one, because my brother was 7 years older than me growing up, so I usually watched horror movies that my parents would never let me watch because my brother would be like, don't tell mom, kind of thing. But it was also this show called, little known show that you might have heard of, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, I know how this sounds.
You gotta do the theme song. You gotta say the theme song.
Oh, in the middle of nowhere. A lot of crazy stuff happens in nowhere. I can't remember it all. But, now you might be thinking, at home, or in the car, wherever you listen to this show, you're probably wondering, how can you make a movie about this? How can you make this cartoon a live-action movie? And I understand the questions, but fucking Luke can make a Doug movie.
Yeah, mine's about people.
Yours is
character is a dog.
Yours is a lot easier to sell. But I mean, fuck, if we can do a Jungle Book movie the way we did with CGI and make it believable, I think we can do anything. Just get Jon Favreau to direct it.
Is Courage going to be purple? Are you going to keep that?
I don't know if I'd keep him the same color as the cartoon, because I think that's where I might lose people. Because I think people will accept him. Like, because I almost kind of want to do like a Homeward Bound thing where he doesn't move his mouth, but you hear his thoughts, almost like that, which would be funny. And like, instead of him going screaming, it'd be just yelping and freaking out like a normal dog. We'd have to put those aspects in it. But
I would just love to
I would get Tim Burton to direct it because I think only Tim Burton could pull it. You know what? Fuck it. The show is a gothic show. It is a horror show That's what it's going for. It's very surreal. So I'm going to go with a, like, almost Beetlejuice aesthetic. Because Beetlejuice is a really fucking weird movie, but the style just works, right?
Fair.
So, because first of all, I think you're going to have to help me out with this, because I'm battling back and forth who I think the villain is going to be. It's between Cats. It's between Fred. I'm leaning more Cats. Now, if you don't know who Cats is, Cats... Yeah, pretty much. He is a theme song, but he's first introduced...
No dogs allowed.
He's first introduced in the first season. Well, so is Fred, I guess. But he's introduced in the first season. They go to a hotel. Cats is the fucking guy that runs the hotel. Sees Courage, says no dogs allowed, which is easy joke. Oh, he's Mr. Cats. He's a cat. He hates dogs. He's a fucking homicidal maniac. He tries to kill Courage, like he chokes him.
Oh, yeah.
And tries to, like, shove a spider down his throat or something.
As long as you can do the freaking weird, like, racquetball game they do in, like, the basement, as long as you keep that in there.
Yeah. So, I guess I'm just going to go with Cats. Cats is my main villain.
Maybe Freaky Fred is the sequel.
Yeah. Naughty. So anyway, my movie, it's going to be a little bit harder to sell, mostly because of that. I don't know if I would actually make him pink, but then again, Courage is pink, like that pinkish purple color is iconic. So I'd be battling that. And also, I don't know. Do you think the Homeward Bound approach, where you can hear his thoughts, you don't actually see his lips move, you think that would work better? Then which one do you think would work better? You as a moviegoer, you go. First of all, drop the fact that you like the show and you've watched it. You're going in first time. You see these trailers. You're like, "What? This is a horror movie where the dog's the main character? This is crazy. I'm gonna go see it because it looks weird."
It just depends. Are you going PG-13 or R?
I'm not gonna go for an R,
because if it was R, I would go for the strict fact that he doesn't talk. It's just like no movement of the mouth. He barks a lot. And it's like thoughts, but if it's PG-13, I also think that you could go the route of the show, where you hear, like, he barks, he does all this mumbling, and then, like, periodically he'll just say things I do for love. Like, that's the only thing he ever.
That's the only time he ever actually moves his lips.
Yeah,
the little movie. I don't think you should talk at all.
Yeah. So like you hear him bark, you hear him mumble.
At the end of the movie, you'll see that.
Yeah.
The reason I want to go for a PG-13 because much like the show, there's some really dark material. It's really creepy. It's very scary, but there's no blood. There's no gore. And I don't want that in my movie. I want it to be a PG-13 because there's still camp to it. It's still fun. So the way that I would have this movie, first of all, I would cast as Cats. Do you know who Mark Strong is? He's Sinestro and Green Lantern.
Yes.
That's my Cats.
Damn.
Right?
That's pretty solid.
No dogs allowed. Like that? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I can get that.
You want to fuck that cat.
I do. Better yet, who's your Hustis?
Now, here's the real question. I'm not even worried about the Courage thing. How do I, make cats menacing? How do I make this believable? This is a fucking cat.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll keep the whole, Sinestro look, but make him more red and give him a tail.
We'll have to work that out. But anyway, so yeah, Mark Strong's my Cats.
Nice.
Hustis and Muriel.
My grandpa and grandma?
Yeah, that would actually work perfect. Muriel, fucking Betty White, obviously.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's not even a question. And Kurtwood Smith, a.k.a. Red Foreman, is my fucking Hustis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you want this movie now.
Oh, shit.
And that's where he would
stupid dog, I'm gonna go
put my foot in your ass. That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Yes.
So yeah, he's my Hustis. Cats, Mark Strong. Courage, again, he's not gonna talk to the very end, so I don't know.
Gonna cast Johnny Depp for that one line.
Christopher Walken. Things to do for love.
I also get behind that.
He gets paid millions of dollars for one line. No, it's fucking Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
That's the thing. Fucking, you just hear Vin Diesel. The things I do for family.
Things I do. He just chugs a fucking Corona.
Yeah. How's Corona? Salute me, familia. The things I do for me.
You fucking old fucks. So anyway, I guess the main plot would be that episode where they go to the
hotel.
The hotel. But what I could do to make it a feature-length movie, to make it Courage and everything, there would have to be a lot of traps. Make it like Saw meets
Courage.
Bates Hotel.
Yeah.
Motel. But yeah, it would be that. Cats would be the main villain. You'd have... I don't have mine as well thought out as yours is, but I wanted to kind of start with the same way the episode does. They go to the hotel and everything. But I think that would be something interesting because the first line, and I want to keep the theme. The theme has to stay from the show. Like, Cat's theme is always playing when he enters the room, whenever he enters the room. And I think it'd be also really cool to see Cats interact more with Eustace and Muriel. Because when he's in that first episode you see him, he mostly interacts just with Courage.
Yeah, like I said, they had a weird, like, racquetball game. For whatever reason.
Which, yes, I kind of think that would be funny to have as well. But, like, I want to use Mark Strong's voice more. I want to use his charisma more. So I want him to be a very, like, accommodating guy. So he's very nice to them. But you can always see you don't see the bubbling. You don't necessarily see the bubbling under the surface for a while. But then as soon as, like, there's any kind of courage or anything, that's when he turns, like in the show. And he's a fucking creep. He's a psychopath. You're afraid of him. And I think, like, him choking the dog would be funny. Don't know how. That would make it work and make it believable in the live action setting.
Also put at the end of the credits, no dogs were harmed in the
I guess, you know what? I guess Mr. Katz is not a cat. He's a human. The only animal would be Courage.
Okay, so you're not going to make him specifically a cat?
Which would make it...
You're just going to make him a cat.
Which would make the horror and the acts that he's doing more villainous and despicable. Because this is a human being choking this fucking dog. Like, that's dark. Like, PETA's going to be mad about that. I don't know how to keep a PG-13 with that. I do what I could. But yes, the racquetball, like, it would be hilarious. And that's the thing, is you could play the camp up. You could have fun with that and make it... Because at the end of the day... Courage the Cowardly Dog is very creepy, very scary for a cartoon, for a kids show, but it is a lot of the times a horror comedy. Like,
oh yeah,
it always remembers what it is. It always remembers it's a cartoon, so it always has stupid fun things. So I could do that with this movie too. So even after he's doing all this crazy fucked up shit to this dog, he's still playing racquetball with the dog, like a human man is playing racquetball with a fucking dog, and then. We get that in a whole subplot about it's a vacation for the family, and Betty White and Red Foreman are trying to rekindle their fucking relationship, and they're 80, and they're trying. For them, it's like they're trying to have a spa romantic getaway. Meanwhile, their fucking dog is
fucking getting murdered,
trying not to die.
And like, well, I mean, because that's the episode too. Is that Mr. Katz is like slowly like trying to kill Muriel and Eustace, and like they're getting like webbed up in the spider webs and shit.
I don't know if I should bring in spiders too.
I don't know why there were spiders in that episode. Like, they didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it was weird. But
like secretly he's trying to like plot to kill them while he's trying to kill the dog.
And that's another cool way Katz could do it. Like, he could try to be doing like a gas leak, or he could try, like, he's very cerebral in how he's trying to kill them. It's very practical, not like a fucking spider and spider webs. Because again, this isn't a cartoon necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be kind of cool too to play that up.
Here's my other question would also be, what kind of dog is Courage, and like what kind of dog would you put in this? Would you CGI the dog, or would you get like an actual dog?
I'd get a real dog.
Would you CGI the choke slam?
I feel like I'd have to probably CGI that to get not have as many complaints.
Yeah.
Which is very believable. You could do it, but because it's a very visceral sight, and people. Yeah. And that's kind of the point. Like, when you see it in the cartoon, it kind of, you're like, this is a kid's show, and he's choking this dog. Like, he's choking this dog out. And
so would you just use like a mutt terrier type dog?
Also, I was thinking about doing like a bulldog or something.
Because like my grandma and grandpa's dog Rusty, like kind of like that. Because he's just like a mutt.
Well, I mean, Courage is kind of chunky, so I was kind of going for that.
He was found abandoned as a pup. He was found by Muriel.
Did they really find him as a pup?
Yeah, it's in the theme.
No, I mean your mom or your grandma. And your
I don't know. That would be fucking hilarious.
Also, what I would want to do is also dive into cats more and get a backstory for him, and maybe be like, he doesn't like dogs because he had a rough
past with dogs. He's always getting bit, always getting attacked.
He's a Holocaust survivor. No.
What?
And he thinks of the guard dogs. No, we're not gonna go that dark.
Wow, we'd get an R for that one.
I mean, I have no problem writing a story like that because I'm fucked up in the brain. But no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't write that. But yes. So here are the things we got to think about with this movie. The most important things about it: Mr. Katz is a human being. Courage doesn't talk. He's just scared and yelping and freaking out. I don't know. Maybe have his thoughts. Maybe
I do like the whole thought process
because I mean, if he talks, it kind of takes away from the horror of it. But I don't know. You got to find a way to work that in.
Mm-hmm.
Red Foreman and Betty White are trying to rekindle the relationship. We get a more backstory of Mr. Katz. I'm thinking maybe he's violent and abusive because maybe his dad was a violent, abusive person, and his dad loved his dog more than he loved his son. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, really fucked up to make him hate dogs. Because you had to be a real fucked up person to hate dogs.
It's true.
I don't care who you are. You can be like, I'm a cat person.
I can understand if you hate cats, but dogs.
Dogs, come on.
Fuck cats.
I mean, fuck cats, man. Nobody does support for fucking Kurt. And so we ended to... I don't remember how it ends in the cartoon.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But I mean, you can do
Cats doesn't.
You will.
Does Cats die? No.
Cats.
I don't know
because it comes back in the sequel. Just kidding. But yeah, he does come back.
No. Here's the thing. They get out of the hotel. They burn the motherfucker down. Hotel diver. But you don't know if Cats lives or dies, so you can leave him open for maybe a third movie. Because the second movie, I want to focus on Fred, and how I set that up is. The first movie, they get back home. They're like, yeah, that was such a trying time, blah, blah, blah. And they get home. Well, first of all, it's credits where it's like, he actually moves his mouth and he's like, the things I do for love. It cuts out. Then it does like a mid-credits scene. And they're sitting at home. And they're happy. They rekindled the relationship.
Telegram for Muriel.
Another reason why Katz is alone with Courage so much is because Eustace and Muriel are
banging it out.
Well, I don't necessarily mean
doing mud baths.
I do think it would be hilarious to have Betty White and Red Foreman have a sex scene, but
yes,
hard PG-13 sex scene. The main reason is because they're on vacation, so they're out doing things. That's why Courage is by himself. So anyway, they're like, yeah, that was a good idea, blah 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 blah. And then you hear one of these bad boys at the door. You're like, who could that be? It's fucking Fred. That's your mid-credits scene.
And then all you see is just a close-up of his face and the fucking giant ass.
And then he just smiles at his crooked fucking teeth.
Again, I would cast Ryan Gosling as Fred.
Originally I laughed, but that doesn't sound bad. And the dude could pull it off. He's a good actor.
Have you seen, what's it called?
Lars and the Real Girl? I don't know. That movie's sad,
but it's the one where
unsettling. No, it's actually endearing. I think
he gets really, really weird toward the end, and he goes on the lam, and he dresses as a woman, and it's fucking weird. But that's why I think he can pull off Fred.
But just smiles at crooked teeth. And then they're like, Fred, why are you visiting? What are you doing here? And he goes, I'm afraid I've been naughty. And then he actually just goes back to the regular fight. That's my Courage Cowardly Dog movie. I'm in. And there's no the Cowardly Dog, just called Courage.
Yeah.
I just more want to see if Kirkwood Smith. I just want him to say, "You stupid dog." Mitch, I better check. Is he still alive? Because I don't want him to
Pretty sure he is.
I don't want him to be dead because I want him to be in my movie.
I also love the fact that he was in RoboCop.
Bitches leave. Easily that, or I think my favorite line from that movie, other than maybe bitches leave, are literally when they're getting shot at, and he grabs one of the henchmen and goes, "Can you fly, Bobby?" And fucking throws him into a windshield.
Yes.
Says that to Courage in the movie. "Can you fly, dog?"
Can you fly, doggy?
He throws him at the cats and it knocks him into the fire. And then
as long as you bring the mask, as long as he has the fucking ancient, fucking, like, crazy ass fucking voodoo mask.
As soon as they get in the hotel, I think you should do that. Because you can't do that at the end. Because you can't have him doing the mask thing unless you do that, it freaks out the dog, and then he looks at the screen and says, "That's the things I do for love." And then you have the Fred tease.
Well, what you would do is, at the end of the movie, when they blow up the place, whatever, they get back to the house. It's the whole, they supposedly rekindled their marriage, whatever.
Sure.
And he goes, Muriel goes, "That was a nice vacation," or something. And Eustace goes, "You stupid dog! You made me look bad!" And then he goes,
Yeah.
He's pissed because it was cut short, kind of thing.
Yeah. He's still alive. He's 73. He's still alive.
And then that's when you hear the...
Yeah.
And then... I've been naughty. In La La Land.
That's what I was thinking. It's fucking Courage 2, the musical. So those... Luke had a much more in-depth plan because Luke was like all about Doug being a romantic.
Doug.
Crossover, even though they're owned by two different companies. So anyway, that is how we would make some of our favorite cartoons into a live-action movie. Stay tuned, because I like this topic. We might come back to it. I do have an idea for maybe doing an Ed, Edd and Eddy movie.
Yes.
Can't do Scooby-Doo. That's already been done.
Multiple times. Well, I mean, it's been done for movies, but it's been remade.
They also did a He-Man, though, but I do remember.
He-Man was awesome.